Hello, welcome to Joyous Jappers. This week I thought I would give a book review. Tiffany hasn't read it, so we can't talk about it together. And she's not been feeling real good, so we decided I'd just do a video by myself. So a little out of my zone, but that's okay. The book I read is Stephen Bly's Memories of a Dirt Road Town, and actually it's the first in the Horse Dreams trilogy. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. Stephen Bly is not somebody I've heard of before, and I'm eager to look into some of his other works. His main character, let's see, what was her name? Devlin, Devi Girl. She is, well, not just her, but there's a lot of sass in these books. And I really like that in characters. I like the camaraderie. I like I like friendships, and I really like that spark in a relationship. And so this is a book about oh gosh, I think she's 45, and she's a school teacher in Indiana. And when she was like 8 or 10 years old, her family was on the way to Yellowstone National Park, and they had car trouble, and they ended up in this small dirt road town. And of course, because it's back hills and stuff, it was in, well, in the west. I want to say it was in Colorado, but I could be wrong. But anyway, uh, so their family rented, because there weren't any hotels in this little town. They rented this cabin, and the kids were able to ride horses. So for the 2 weeks that they were stuck in this little town to get their car fixed, she had this amazing vacation, getting learning about horses and just this little town and this little the little shop in this little town. And we're talking a very little town, very little. And so they would walk to the little town store, and she would eat an orange popsicle every day, and she'd drip it on herself. And because popsicles have two sticks, and she wouldn't break them in half. It was one popsicle, and so it really made an impression on her, and that left it was everlasting for her. And at 45 years old, she is on her first summer vacation, where her graduated daughter, who went away to college for the year, has decided she's not coming back. They were planning this trip to Maine this summer, and she's not coming back. And I'm not giving any spoilers away. This happens real quick on in the book. So she's not going to come back, and so that sends Devlin into a tailspin in what she's going to do for the summer. Usually she teaches summer school, and so she decides that she's going to go on a quest to find that little dirt road town, because she said when she left there at 10 years old that she would be back. And the lady who ran the little store there believed her. She says, I believe you'll be back. Yes, I can see that shine in your eyes, or something like that. And so so the beginning is about her and her husband. Her husband was unfaithful to her, and her husband, they divorced. And just in the last year, her husband died, just at the time that she was agreeing to reconcile with him, and he had a heart attack and died. And so, of course, this is hard on the daughter, and she's just like, I have got to get out of here. And so she goes on this quest to find this little town that she remembered from her childhood, and that was so enjoyable to her. And so, you know, we have a little bit of the journey on her way there. We have some of her life there with her best friend Lily, and, you know, her cats, and get some of her journey there, and how she really does make friends easy. And so so we get some of her story through this on this trip. Now, I will say that it is quite circumstantial. I mean, you know, what a coinky dink that she's able to find this little backroads town so easily. I mean, really? Okay, right. But she does, and she rents the same cabin that they rented as when she was a kid, and so that's fun. And she meets other people, and she meets these three guys, three different ages. We're talking one's older than her, one's just a couple years younger than her, and one, I don't remember how old he was, but he's very wealthy, and his wife he absolutely adored, and she passed away. I don't know how many years ago, but so it, another coinky dink is all three are Christian men. Yeah, not quite believable, but that's okay, because it made for a fun story. You're not sure who she's going to end up with, and I do have to say that the end of the first book, I was like, that is not how you end a book. I'm just saying that is not how you end a book. Um, and so I was definitely wanting to get into the next book pretty quickly, although I did have some other books I had to read first. So, but then when the second one ended, I was like, okay, right? Okay, whatever. And but oh, it was so enjoyable. The characters were fun. Cree Ryder is this many faceted younger woman. She's in her early 30s, and how Devlin befriends her, and really helps her out. She was alone for so long, and had a troubled past, and so they spend a lot of time together, and help each other, and the relationships that Devlin ends up having with these different gentlemen, you know, they're fun. They're you you look at it, and you know, at first you're like, oh, I want her with him, you know, and each one has their own baggage. And so it was interesting to find, oh, very oily. Well, it's been a long day. It was interesting to see each one in each one's situation, and I just knew certain things were going to happen, and it didn't, but that's okay because I really liked where the journey took me. At the end, I did it was all tied up nicely in a nice neat little bow, and so that was nice. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the camaraderie, the sass. Oh, and there is she ends up with two animals. One is a horse, a paint mare, I believe, and a great horse that she got in an interesting story in the first in the first part of the first book. And she also ends up with a donkey, a burro, and his name is Uncle Henry. And this burro is like a dog. It is a very good companion to her, and comes to her, and looks out for her. And so it's fun. The animals are fun. The characters are fun. It was an enjoyable read. Now, I do have to say, for those who have very strict guidelines for their Christian romance, this does have a couple of kisses spread across the three books. It does have some hand holding, I believe, but it's a very, very clean book, in my opinion. It will go down a few pegs for some people because of that, in the stricter religions, stricter beliefs. But it really, I really enjoyed the books. So much so, I think I'm going to put them on my Christmas list. I really, really enjoyed it. I've come away thinking about it, and enjoying thinking about the relationships, and the friendships, and it was fun. So I hope you'll give it a try. It's the Horse Dreams Trilogy. It says the Fortunes of Black Hills series. Only that's not what they ended up calling it. I'm just telling you. It's called the Horse Dream Trilogy. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But the first one is Memories of a Dirt Road Town. The second one is Mustang Breaker. And the third one is I Wish I'd Met You Many Tears Ago. And so there you have it. My 2 thumbs up, only I can only give you one because the other one's holding the camera, review of Stephen Bly's book. Now, he did write some children's books too. And so I'm having a hard time finding which ones are the adult books. And it seems like this might be one of his later series, and so that's kind of concerning because, if you read an author's ending, end of their career, it's sometimes harder to go back and read the beginning of their career, and so I really did enjoy it, and I hope you will too. If you'd like to talk to me with me about it in the comments, please do. I'd love to talk to it because Tiffany hasn't read it yet, so I can't talk to her about it because she does want to read it now. So I hope you have a great day, and until next time, bye.